Hello again. Right, I just thought I would create a video with an indices. I've got the DAX and I'm on the monthly chart, and I do occasionally trade the DAX at the 7 o'clock open, but that's a slightly different sort of style than I would use. But I use my normal reversal method on it. But this DAX has funny spreads. I mean, this is a funny spread in itself. Normally it's 100 during the day, and about 6 o'clock in the morning, 600 prior to 7 a.m. So, having not had a look at this for a long while, I have become unacquainted with it. So DAX or DE30, whichever way you want to call it. Same old. Candlesticks work in the same way. So we've got the high, low, lower, high, lower, low. And actually I'll do something different on this one. I will describe the internals of that candlestick reversal. So high on the last high that makes a new low. That is the resistance that I want to break. And lo and behold, I didn't cherry pick this chart, but lo and behold, it breaks through the high of that, comes back and tests it to almost to the pip. So as I said in the previous video, I think that in itself is an important tool that you could add to your trading toolbox, because what happens if you get resistance broken? It comes to test it as support. That's what I understand to be something to do with market profile. I actually paid a guy to be in his room for a few months. He had a webinar room, and as another aside, I think they're a waste of time, those rooms, because everyone starts shouting how they're making millions and thousands of pips, and if you're not careful, it just makes you anxious and is not very helpful at all. A lot of people are in there trying to wait for the so-called guru to call trades so that he can make a living by just watching what he does and entering trades if and when he calls them. Again, not something I would recommend. So yeah, I mean, this looks like it's hit this to the pip. Actually, that's crazy. And I didn't cherry pick this one, just a low, high, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, and then you just sing the song until you get the break and close. This one didn't break and close, as you can clearly see, and then it's gone up to test these old highs at this support, but at this resistance. But that's not something I'm trading. All I'm really talking about is the reversals. I'm a scalper. This would give me an opportunity to scalp down, although I don't often do that. But if you are a monthly or long-term trader, then you can clearly see, if you check this just yourselves, you'll clearly see how often it happens. Didn't happen here, by the way. High, low, lower, high, lower, low, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, break of that high with a close. It just flew. Well, we can see there's massive momentum here anyway. It's broken the 20 level and then just not look back. So it's obviously a massive level of buying. That was a big number, obviously, regarding the DAX. So yeah, let's have a look at the internals of this. Really, I was just seeing whether it works on, or just wanting to show you that it does work on everything. I did try and open an old demo account on FX Pro, because they have loads of shares on there. I will open a new demo account with them, and I used to have a live account with them, but their spreads are too large in my opinion. So anyway, let's have a look at the internals of this. So we're looking at the high of that candle there and the low of that candle there, or the high and the low, should I say. And we'll go down one time frame first. That won't probably show us much. Yeah, we've got the high, the low, the lower high, the lower low, lower high, lower low, low, high, where we've got the red, higher, lower high, higher high. We keep singing the song until we get the breakthrough. higher low, higher high, there's the breakthrough, that's the continuation. That's when I would want to be trading this. And then you could draw descending trend lines, and you could draw ascending trend lines in the way that I do them, not connecting 3 touches and all that malarkey, just connecting highs that break previous lower lows. High, once that's broken, this becomes a connector, or here, and once this low is broken, that becomes a valid resistance, so pushing the price down. That's how I view support and resistance. So another thing to look at that I like, and I've learnt through the decades, or the at least 1.5 decades anyway, is how do you know which are the valid levels of resistance on that left hand side? Well, just draw your levels on the monthly candles, because I believe in the precision of these levels. That's my belief, and it suits me. Then we can use them as clear levels to say when it's going up through those, it's broken them by a close. Oops, I meant to put one on that level there as well, because it would be no good treating that resistance as a valid reversal level, in other words, to continue through it, because you've got this one directly ahead of you. And the fact that this is a monthly chart means that gap could be, I don't know, 50 pips or something stupid like that, or on this DAX 5,000 pips or something. Same with this one here. Always take the one that's higher as your level to break and close through. I hope that makes sense. Then we've got another gap there. And finally one way up here. So that's it. That's how I discern my strongest levels of resistance on the left hand side that need to be broken and closed through by your candles on the right hand side. Drop down to the weekly, zoom out a bit, and you can start to see how price reacts to those levels. Zoom back in again, scroll across, there it is there. So, and these give me my gaps for my clear targets. That's the point I'm trying to make, you know. And you never just trade without taking the retracements into account. And that's the beauty of this, is that it forces you to be disciplined. And I've already mentioned about the fact that once resistance is broken, this monthly high here, it generally comes back to test it. So when it reverses, you know, with your high, low, lower, high, lower, low, and close, like this did somewhere around here, then you do the same thing, wait for the pullback, and then continue. And you could have traded that test there. Bearing in mind this is a weekly chart now. And then when it reverses to the upside, which it did with that candle there, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, low, high, high, low, high, high, and close above that level there. You know, I'm used to seeing these things, so trust me. You always check, of course. That didn't actually break. That one was the break. Now, another thing that you know, I don't often mention is that you do need to have relatively shallow closes. The fact that's tested there, I would be very cautious. Bearing in mind this is a weekly chart, so you can trade what this is telling you. Once you've learned and understood how the candlesticks work, you know, there's a trend there. High, low, lower, high, lower, low, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, close above there. Look what it's done. It's virtually come and tested that. So, you know, even if you only take away that one thing from this, resistance, once broken, gets tested as support. You know you've got a whole week of pain or you've got a whole week of opportunities targeting this old resistance acting as new support. That's a monster move there. 13,000, 13,500 pips, something like that, or whatever it is, 18,000. Yeah, about 18,500. You know, you don't want to be going long based on this uptrend here when you know it's broken this level, and that's why I call them significant levels. Believe me, I've studied this for years. We've got a similar thing going on here. High, low, lower, high, lower, low. I'm going to stick a level on there. I know it's going to get messy now, but I'm going to call a halt to this video in a moment. Oops, I needed a green, not yellow on that. Sorry. There. Didn't break there. And it opened there, finally broke there. It's pulled back deep into that low there, and then continued on down. So it's another string or tool in your toolbox. So, you know, if you like this video, please do subscribe on YouTube and like. I gather that gets you up the rankings, and comment and ask questions. I'm happy to make bespoke videos to answer any questions anyone may have whilst I can. How long I'll be able to do it, how long I want to do it, is neither here nor there. I just, at the moment, I'm feeling like I want to give stuff back. I've gone all over YouTube and I've gone all over Twitter, and I can see there are just so many so-called gurus and so-called millionaires out there flogging what should be for free, in my opinion, that I would like to just help anyone if they've got the brains to realise that, and I don't mean that in an egotistical way, if it makes any light bulbs go off or eureka moments for one person, then I will be a happy trader. Thank you for watching, and I am going to have a break from the screen because it makes my eyes go funny.